Good afternoon, everyone. Last Thursday was the 102nd anniversary of the Border Patrol in this country. And as we celebrate 250 years for America, I think it's interesting to also observe that we have had an agency like Customs and Border Patrol defending our borders now for over 100 years. And if you think about what they've done just in this last year, it's pretty remarkable, because what we inherited from the Biden administration was the most open border that we've ever seen. Literally millions of people pouring across the border literally every single year illegally. And in a year's time, Border Patrol has completely cleaned that up to the point as I think it was the month of April, there was an entire year where there hadn't been a single illegal released into the country. And so a truly remarkable record and a tribute to the men and women, the dedicated generation to the other. Literally in the time span of a year, Border Patrol has done just a truly incredible job of securing our southern border. And that's what we are committed to doing as Republicans here in the Senate. And we, as we move forward on the Secure Borders Act this week, intend to ensure that law enforcement, both ICE and CBP, have the resources they need to carry out the responsibilities that they are given by the American people. And I believe the American people are on our side on this issue. They do not want to defund the police. They don't want open borders. Those are Democrat policies. Republican policies are to have the back of law enforcement to ensure they have the resources, the personnel, the technology, everything they need to keep our border secure and to ensure that our nation's laws are enforced so that our communities in this country can be safe and secure for the people who live here, for our families. Questions?
Are your Republican senators satisfied with the Justice Department saying this anti-weaponization fund is done? Or if you try reconciliation, will they insist again on putting safeguards? And does that sidetrack an effort this week to do reconciliation? We
had a quite robust conversation about that just now. The Attorney General, Todd Blanche, is testifying in the House today. I think you probably are all aware of that. And I had a conversation with him shortly, a couple hours ago, in which he sort of previewed what he was going to say. And I think his statements are going to be very definitive, very clear, and create the certainty that I hope all of our members and House members need as well in order for us to proceed on the reconciliation bill. But I'm not guaranteeing that happens yet. We're still continuing to have conversations with our members. I think, as I've conveyed to you before, everything comes down to a function of math. It's, do we have the votes? Do we have 50 votes to execute on getting a bill like that across the floor? Because we have to have Republicans hanging together in order to do that.
We'll follow up on that later. Speaker Johnson just told us it's his understanding that this fund is off the table. So is that your understanding as well after speaking with the acting attorney general?
That is correct.
Do you think that Bill Pulte has the experience?
Funds like this from being created in the future, or is the president's word, the acting attorney general's word, enough for congressional approval?
Well, and I haven't had an opportunity to see what he's saying in front of the committee in the House this afternoon, but the conversation I had with him was very definitive.
Do you think that Bill Pulte has the experience to be the acting DNI, and same with you, Senator Cotton, as the chairman of the Intelligence Committee? Is he the kind of person you want leading the Intelligence Committee?
I'll defer to the chairman on that. We were just made aware of that appointment this morning. Obviously, it's something that if the administration decides to pursue a permanent appointment to that position, have to come through the Congress and have confirmation hearings and ultimately a vote here in the Senate. But Senator Cotton, you want to speak to that?
We have 4 more weeks with Director Gabbard as the DNI, and I look forward to implementing last year's Intelligence Authorization Act with her to implement wide-ranging reforms that will shrink the DNI and take it back to its original intent to provide a mere coordinator or process role for the intelligence community.
And Pulte's
I have no observations on the matter.
Leader Thune, in light of the Texas primary, that's another one of your members who's essentially been pushed out by President Trump. How much more difficult does that make your job as leader? How much more difficult does it make it to govern in the Senate in light of that?
Well, we need, as you know, we need 50 votes to get anything done here in the Senate. And we have Republican senators who understand that we succeed as a team, we fail as a team. And notwithstanding what's happened in some of the primaries around the country, Our senators, our members, are very committed to ensuring that the Republican Senate succeeds, and in order to do that, we need to put up a record of accomplishment that we can take to the American people. And I think that everybody is committed to preserving, protecting, hopefully even expanding upon our majority in the fall elections, and I would expect we'll have full cooperation from our colleagues, including those who have gone through primary campaigns. And we're obviously, Senator Cornyn is somebody that we've all known and worked with for a long time, have great admiration and respect for, and we'll continue to work with over the course of the next several months.
Given that Republicans have now removed the president on a number of issues, from ballroom to now the weaponization fund, even around foreign powers, do you think his support among Republicans is slipping?
I think the president has overwhelming support among Republicans across the country, as has been evident in a lot of the elections that have been held so far, and I think that's reflected in the work that we do up here. Obviously we've got some tough issues in front of us, and this week is no exception. And trying to find that sweet spot that enables us to get 50 votes, or in some cases, if we need to, with Democrats, 60 votes, to get legislation across the finish line, is never an easy process. And we rely on the president, as does the House of Representatives, to help make sure that he's doing everything he can to help us move our agenda forward. And he continues to do that. We continue to listen to his advice and counsel, and do everything we can to help the country succeed, because I think in the end that's what the American people expect, and frankly that's what our jobs are all about.
What do you
Thank you.